I'm Jessica Gresko, and I cover the Supreme Court for the Associated Press. Today, the court decided an important case about religious freedom in the workplace. The case involves a Christian mail carrier who didn't want to deliver mail on Sundays, and he asked his employer, the United States Postal Service, to give him Sundays off. And that was because of a contract with Amazon.com to deliver mail on Sundays. Gerald Groff, the Christian, said that he could not deliver mail on Sundays. That day was, for him, set aside for family and for church. And the Postal Service said for a while that they could accommodate him and that he didn't need to come on Sundays, but eventually that changed. And Gerald Groff ultimately resigned rather than be fired.
I mean, this is America. This is about preserving freedom for people of faith. And I'm just amazed that it took a Supreme Court case to, reaffirm that, because it's been on the books since the very beginning. So I'm just grateful that the court, found for people of faith today. I'm grateful to be a part of that moment. It's a wonderful thing.
This case goes back to a law from the 1960s, which said that employers have to accommodate employees' religion in the workplace unless it poses an undue hardship on the business. The complication here was that in 1977, the Supreme Court decided a case in which it said that employees could deny an accommodation if it was de minimis, or just a small amount of hardship for the business. Justice Samuel Alito wrote in his majority opinion that that phrase, de minimis, or just a small amount of hardship for the business, had led courts below astray, and that they were too often saying to employees, sorry, you're out of luck, you don't need to be accommodated. And what the Supreme Court said today was that, in fact, the standard is employers have to show a substantial increased cost to the business in order to deny an accommodation.
Not only does this change the case dramatically in Gerald's favor as we go back down, but it really put every person of faith in the driver's seat now whenever they're talking to their employer about religious accommodations. And that can be anything from some people of faith, they have certain clothing items, certain times to pray. They have certain holidays, certain days off, religious observances. And now today, for the first time in 50 years, those employees actually have a say and their rights have to be respected.
Gerald Groff's case is not over. The Supreme Court didn't say whether his religion needed to be accommodated or not. Instead, it sent the case back to a lower court for another look in light of today's decision.